Hello everyone, I'm Strat Tom, and this is the Mod Spotlight, where I shine a spotlight on all my favourite mods. And today we're looking at the Great War mod for Hearts of Iron 4. The Great War mod is a total conversion mod that brings the Hearts of Iron 4 game back to the First World War. Like with the base game, you can choose whether you want to start a few years back, in this case 1910, or if you want to start right as things kick off in 1914. The mod has done a great job of updating all the factions and the map to reflect the new time period. There are also a number of new national focuses for a lot of the main factions, but I will mention that not all of them have got a fully fleshed out national focus tree yet. That's not to say that they're not coming. A lot of these new national focuses trees also branch out into later national focuses that take you through the interwar period and then into the Second World War. Now, most of these Second World War focuses are the same focuses from the base game, but hey, that's not bad. I really like this as it encourages you to play a much longer game than is traditional. You can start, as I said, in 1910 and you can go right the way through to the late 1940s. One of the biggest issues I've always had with the base game of Hearts of Iron 4 is that it's just World War II and then it's done. The Great War mod lets you have that longer, more detailed gameplay experience. One thing I will say though is that one of my great loves of Hearts of Iron 4 are those alternate history playthroughs. The Great War mod doesn't really have so much of those. Now don't get me wrong, it can be done, but you will get a lot more content if you stick to historical playthroughs. While that is a criticism, I do temper that criticism with the acknowledgement that they have produced a lot of content to go right back to 1910, right the way through to the 1940s. So expecting them to do these massively branching alternate history paths is perhaps just a bit greedy on my part. But hey, maybe that's something for the future. As with most mods, this mod is being constantly developed and updated. An excellent new addition is the new tech tree, which is just as detailed and as thorough, and like the national focuses, takes you through from the 1910s to the 1940s. Now, this really does give you an advantage in some places. For instance, if you are the first nation to properly develop an air force or tanks, well, that's going to give you a massive advantage. While I am really super impressed with the sheer level of detail and work gone into this mod, and it is very impressive, one thing I will say against it, and I recognise this might just be me, but I've found that World War I's traditional style of combat is not fun to play. Now I appreciate how reductive it might be of me to sit here and say that this war that cost the lives of millions of people was not fun to play with, but this is a game I'm talking about here. And the moments of horror from trench warfare were fleeting in this vast sea of just sheer boredom of sitting around and hoping that the weather or disease doesn't kill you. The fact is, this is reflected in the Great War mod's gameplay, as trench warfare just turns into a slog. It is a very slow moving meat grinder that I just didn't find all that fun to play. But like I said, that might just be me. And as I've also said, this is a wonderfully detailed mod, and if you are the sort of person who would prefer the slower, more methodical pace, well, you're going to love the Great War mod. And though it may just sound like I've just criticised it, I do love the Great War mod. I'm just trying to give a balanced view. If you're a lover of Hearts of Iron 4 and the First World War is a period that interests you, then absolutely, you should be checking this out. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I've been Strat Tom, and I'll see you next time.